We've got here, Jim, is another brilliant invention from our friends at Gemini.
Gemini, yeah.
Yeah, I say between Breakaway and Gemini, they are responsible for some fantastic innovations in sea angling, and this is another one.
They must sit in the studio and think, well, how
Brilliant.
they think of these things, I do not know.
Right, what this is called is, this is a Gemini Splashdown lead. It's along the same lines as the Breakaway lead.
Right.
But this has got a real extra added feature, which is brilliant. And what it is, especially with the long rods now, a lot of people are off the ground casting. And one of the problems that some people have with off the ground casting is where their bait drops off the bait clip. If they want to fish a clipped rig, as we discussed earlier, and sometimes the bait is infuriatingly drops off the clip, especially if you're using a slightly bigger bait. If you're using something like a sand eel or a squid bait or something, it can, drop off the bait clip, and then obviously it goes out and it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. It can tangle up, it doesn't go the distance that you want it to go, it doesn't present, and all the problems that can give us. So what our friends at Gemini have done is they've given us a lead with a bait clip on it, with a fail-safe release mechanism, but also it locks the hook in place, so it cannot physically fall off the bait clip until it impacts with the water. And this is called a splashdown lead. So if I just show you what we've done, we see this disc here. What we do is we slide that up, all right, and you'll see there's a metal plate moving as we slide that up. So as we slide that up, we rest our hook in against it, pull it against the plate, and slide the disc back down, and that locks the hook in place. Now that is, as you can see, that is absolutely locked in place. Now, if you're off the ground casting, if your line does go a little bit slack, or you've got a bit, it doesn't matter. Your bait is here. You can have a nice big bait here, a bigger hook. These will take up to, and I've tried it, 5.0, 6.0 hooks. Quite thick, wide hooks.
So you can go for a bass.
Absolutely, are great for using with pennel rigs or for large individual hooks with a big bait. And that will, if you're off the ground casting, or pendulum casting, but if you're off the ground casting,
that's a good option.
Very, very clever. And if I just show you here, what happens is, along the same lines as what happens with the breakaway lead, again, they got the fluted lead system, they got the disc on the bottom, so that when this impacts with the water, this flies up, but this time it moves the plate and it ejects the hook. Look at that, as simple as that. And that's what happens. And again, that just ejects the hook 100% of the time.
That's great. The idea of putting out a big bait safely and a long way is really good idea.
Absolutely. I mean, there's nothing more infuriating if you've spent time whipping up a nice sand eel or a crab bait in order to see it all come unclipped and twist up and not do what it's supposed to do.
They've made these grooves or flutes, whatever you call it, quite deep, aren't
they?
They
have,
so they're going to definitely work every time.
They do.
Well,
I use these myself. I use these often, especially when I'm using a bigger bait and I'm using a clip rig, and they're absolutely fantastic. And basically the difference is they just come in different weight sizes as all the leads do.
And they're colour coded.
Colour coded, which makes it easy identification in the box.
That is quite a good idea.
And
right across the board, are they colour coded? Every red one I get would be a 170, would it? In the Gemini range?
Yes, it would. Yes. And the blues are 150. 150 grams. That's right.